All right, so here we go. Here we go again. On well, you can see the date. Yeah, it's funny. Every time I start a new one of these, I think to myself, do I really need another session? I mean, isn't the point made already? And then, of course, I remember that it's a compulsion. And anybody who is in any way interested in gambling, whether they gamble or not, if they sit and watch these silly videos on the gambling channels, I mean, I just cannot get my head around it. I really can't. The idea of gambling being a spectator sport, but I suppose it's no sillier than gambling being a subject of research. I mean, it's, you know, it's crazy. So I just plod on, add a couple more shoes, and now at least I've got somewhere to put them. I stick them up on the new Practice Makes Profit site, channel, whatever, and hope that somebody catches on, because the whole thing is about trying to get across the idea that random betting against random outcomes is just bloody stupid. It really is. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. The thing is, of course, is the alternative that I'm offering any better? And that's really something that only individuals who happen to stumble over these videos can decide for themselves. I did do fast, yeah, that's good. Okay, so double for the loss, repeat, 51 second, 2 3 third. Okay, so we're out of that with a decent amount of money. Double for the loss, repeat, 50 win, Freudian slip, 51, and it did turn out to be 50 win, didn't it? But anyway, it's a repeat. Now it's a double. You can double up to 100. Okay, now it's 2 3 second. Now it's 5 6 third. Oh, long grass already. 11 6. Drop. 8 6. 14 12. My bloody hell! Right in the muck, in the mire. 14 12. Now we're at 2 3. 5 6 second. This is not a nice shoe. I don't like this one. But we're out. So we won 7, lost 10, and we got 350 in the kitty. So that's good. Not good enough for the high rollers who pretend that they're gambling with money they can, well, they're definitely gambling. What I'm saying is that these people who hurl huge sums of money around really don't give a shit because they're making so much from Google. And am I jealous? Yes, I am. Not that I'd ever do what they're doing, but I certainly envy the money that they make doing the wrong that they're doing. And I guess I could say the same about drug dealers and gun runners and whatever. Add another one. We'll just repeat that. And now we're on 2 3 third. 1 2 3. Got out of that. 2 the min. 1 2 third. 3 2 drop. 4 2. 4 2 it is. 2 3. 5, 6 second. Boy, it's all over the place, this shoe, isn't it? 5, 6 is already a turnaround, so we don't do anything. And there's our 5, 6. Thank you very much. We're on 13 wins, 17 losses, and we've got 800 tucked away. That's good. +1 for the win. 51 second. I must admit I'm in my comfort zone when I'm doing this. 2, 3 third, except when I'm losing. Already a turnaround, leave it alone. 5, 3, drop. 6, 3. 6, 3 it is. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7, 8 second. Long grass again. And we're out. And we drop to the minimum. I think that's another +1. I think that's another +1. And that's a repeat. And now we're on 2, 3 third. 1, 2, 3. 5, 3 drop. 6, 3. 6, 3 it is. 1, 2, 3. 9, 6. We're just out of sync with this one. 9, 6. Now we can go 9, 10 for the tie. Ouch! 2, 2. Ugh. Really long grass. 2, 2. 4, 2. And the minimum has to be a half. It's not a minimum, it's a drop. So 4, 2. 3.5, 2. 1.5, 2. So we came out of that one pretty well, didn't we? But you know, I mean, you got sort of people saying, well, that's too much, or I can't afford to do that, or they won't let you do that, or whatever. Well, the "they won't let you do that" thing is utter nonsense, because you don't have to be playing at the same table all the time. You can move around, and I tell you, the potential money that you can make betting this way is such that it's well worth the shoe leather it's going to cost you, and we all need more exercise, so there's nothing wrong with that. Just as long as you take your down, which is the kind of the amount that you're in the hole, and your out, which is the value of your next bet, and just as long as you maintain a sensible relationship between the value of the down and the value of the out, because if the out or the next bet value is too small a proportion of the win target or your down, then you're never going to get there. You know, what we're trying to do is we're trying to ensure that we can get out of trouble in far fewer bets than it took us to get into trouble in the first place. It's all perfectly logical, sensible. It's been demonstrated so many times that it's kind of crazy, you know. Anyway, we're back to the minimum, which we may not be able to do at the table where we've just bet, you know, we've just risked 4,000. So go to another table, for God's sake. You know, I mean, I get frustrated with people who put up silly kind of excuses for why this is not practical or viable or whatever. But of course, I have to recognise that the vast majority of the people who sort of throw their slings and arrows in my direction are actually shills. They're actually in the pay of casinos. They're either at Barker's, like Vegas Matt and Mr. Handpay and Brandon O'Brien and Brian Christopher and others. And those four are by no means the worst. I mean, the people that I really have a hard time with are the people like Steve Will Do It, and he's been kicked off YouTube, thank goodness. And then there's this guy Cody Burnett from Toronto, who is a complete lunatic. I mean, just awful. And I mean, I drop the occasional F-bomb. I'm certainly not. I'm not Pollyanna. I'm not a Puritan either, or a prude. I do drop the occasional F-bomb, but I mean, that guy's a complete nut, absolute nut. Anyway, where am I? Come on, let me cheat. Okay, so that's that minimum again. Double for the win. No, +1 for the win. 51 second. 2, 3 third. 5, 3 drop. 5, 3 it is. 1, 2, 3. 8, 6 second. Oh dear, this really is a bitch, this shoe. Ah! 14, 12. Third. Owie, back in the long grass again. 14, 12. Okay. 26, 12. So that's 2.5, 1.5. Again, drop. 2.5, 1.5 drop. This is a tricky one, I tell you. Don't very often get shoes that are this shitty. But there you go. 2.5, 1.5. Okay, 2, 1.5. 3.5, 3. Bugger it. 1/2, 1. 1.5, 2 second. There we go. Patterns, patterns, patterns. I can't say this often enough, and most people don't want to listen. Most gamblers are in the business of losing. They want to lose. That's the reality of it. They expect to lose, but worse than that, they want to lose. It's some sort of self-flagellation thing. It's all a bit mysterious. And oh, we don't get to repeat that one. Okay, so let's snap the screen and save this as the first of 2. So start another one, and it's today's date. And I might as well just roll over the 51 second. 2, 3 third. 5, 3 drop. Don't do another shitty shoe, surely. 5, 3 drop. 6, 3. 7, 3. Oh dear. 7, 3. 7, 3 it is. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Minimum. Very, 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 very important. I may have mentioned it. Always fall back to your minimum after you get your money. Repeat that one. And we're out. Minimum. +1 for the win. 51 second. 2, 3 third. 5, 3 drop. 5-3 it is. That's a win trigger we just got there. So 5-3 it is. 8-6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, the thing to remember about win triggers, of course, is they don't, you can't say that it's going to be followed by another win. It just happens that the most common outcome is that every win, or the more wins than not, are followed by a loss. Okay? And then half that number are followed by another win, and half that number are followed, etc., etc., etc. I mean, it's just, and it's all stuff that you can easily find just by doing a little bit of your arithmetic for yourself. I mean, just make a note of your play if you're playing against a sim, or if you're betting for real money online, and you'll see the patterns. You'll see the way it works. It's not rocket science or brain surgery, to use those two rather funny cliches. +1 for the win. Oops, pardon me. Too much coffee. 51, second. Repeat that one. 1, 2, second. And we're out. +1 for the win. 51, second. The great thing about this is it takes all, you don't have to make any decisions really. When there's wiggle room, you can, there are things that you can do if you want to, but what did I say that was it when he lost 50, so it was 51 and now it's 52. God, I lose track so quickly. 52, now it's 3-4 is the third. Okay, money. Minimum. +1 for the win. Yeah, I feel guilty when I start these things, and then once I get into them I think, oh, this is fun. I mean, even when it's challenging, when it's really shitty, like the last shoe, that was nasty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where the fuck am I? Oh, I get it. Okay, yes, we just repeat that. Alright, good. Yeah, I'm kind of lost if I don't have that sort of cheat thing down the bottom there, and I do love that. 18 minutes? What? Have I been talking that much? One, two, three. +1, I think that is. And that's a repeat. So we're out of that. Yeah, when a losing streak, sorry. Okay, wind that back. When a winning streak ends, just repeat the bet. If you lose the second one, the one where you're just basically trying to recover the prior loss, then go for double, and of course you will increase it. So like if you lose 75, then that means if you lose the second 75, then that's 2-3. So you've bumped it up a little bit to just increase the sugar you get as your reward, and if you win it, then you just drop back to the min. So that's what that's about. And I'm sure you will have seen that in all these, because obviously everybody sits through every single one right to the end, right? Well, that's the sensible thing to do. Add another one. And that's another repeater. So see, that's an example of we got it back, so we get back to the minimum. Double for the loss. 1, 2. We actually lost 75, but we're going to call it 1. So 1, 2. And we're out. +1 for the win. +1. Repeat it. This is a bit of a up and down one too, isn't it? Oh, I do hate this. Oh, I don't hate it as much now. So that's the end of that. Back to the minimum. Double for the loss. Repeat. Minimum. Double for the loss. 1, 2, third. Well, that's already a turnaround, so we don't touch that. 3, 2, drop. 4, 2. 4, 2 it is. Doink, doink, doink. 6, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh dear. 10, 8. This was not in the plan. And now it's 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Play ya. Play ya. Well, we're already on a turnaround, so we don't touch it. Oh, 5. The plan was to win there. 5, 6. Oh, bugger. Back to 11, 12. Long grass again. Oh well. Okay. It's the patterns. It's the patterns. Oh dear. Nothing to do with the cards. It's the ebb and flow. Cards don't matter. Bets don't matter. Unless, of course, you're betting randomly, in which case you're throwing your money away, you silly goose. 1, 2, 3, I think. Oh, bugger. Alright, so that's 2, 3, second. Well, that's alright then, ain't it? Because mind you, we're way ahead. We've got 37 wins and 28 losses at this point. So we don't have much to complain about, really. And we've got 2,250 in the win column. A pile of chips in front of us, if you like. I think it'd be kind of nice, actually, if they had a little thing over here where you had the chips shown. We're near the end of this shoe anyway. +1 for the win. 51. I think this is going to be it. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. God, did I remember to save the last one? Oh, I guess I must have done, because you don't get start new shoe unless you remember to save it. So let's have a look and see how we did. I mean, a couple of pretty damn decent shoes there, really. An average of about 2,500 a piece, and we're at 23.42 right now in playing time, so less than 24 minutes. Let's have a look at this one. We went a little bit in the hole there. Of course, we do have a honking great bankroll, which is pretty easy to do when you're only playing for funny money, but nonetheless. Alright, so we got that, and this is number 773. And we're at 15,525 divided by 30. I could do that in my head, but I kind of like playing with Alexa. And then 13,000 divided by 38. We got our asses kicked in terms of wins versus losses, but we won anyway. Alexa, 15,525 divided by 30.
Good afternoon, Ian. 15,525 divided by 30 is 517.5.
13,000 divided by 38.
13,000 divided by 38 is approximately 342.1053.
518 divided by 342.
518 divided by 342 is approximately 1.5146.
So that's 151%, which I think is pretty damn good. So we'll take that happily. Skip, drop. Yeah, obviously fire is equal. Sorry, I'm a little distracted here. If you can skip, I mean, if you're playing at a baccarat table where they allow you to sit out, to just not place a bet until you get the win trigger, then by all means do that. The drop, I've started making that, and I was mistaken. It was silly of me to call it the minimum for as long as I did, because it's not the minimum. The minimum is the minimum, which is your starter value, and in my case in these games it's $25, as you can see, or 25 somethings, because they don't put a denomination sign. Is it denomination? Currency sign, anyway. On these things, but yeah, if you can skip, that's great. You'll save a bit of money, quite possibly. But if you are going to drop, then make it a reasonable proportion of your bet value, which you will return to after the win trigger. So you've seen that in these demos if you've been watching them, and I really hope you have. The whole idea being that it just takes you a little bit closer to the possibility, the potential for a turnaround. We didn't get too low on this one. It was just a nuisance. It didn't quite. Well, it did deliver in the end, because we ended up 2,325 ahead. But it was a bit all over the place. I mean, look at this. I mean, definitely the bulk of the streaks. Well, there's one streak, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 streaks for the player, and only 2 for the bank. I count 3 wins in a row as a streak, as in the same way that I count 3 losses in a row as a losing streak, which might continue. Ideally, you'll find that you will turn around a whole lot quicker. You'll turn around in a lot fewer bets than it took you to get into trouble in the first place, and that's the whole point. And that's how it's possible to win more when you win than you lose when you lose. If you bet randomly, you won't achieve that. Except accidentally, which will happen sometimes. I mean, Mr. Handpay is fascinating to watch, because he sometimes gets lucky for the dumbest reasons. Also, I suspect that he's counting cards. He denies it, but then of course it would be sensible for him to deny it. It's not exactly a black lie. I mean, if you it's kind of like the casino is the enemy. So if you lie to the enemy, it's probably okay. But I watched his last session, and he had some big wins when the deck was positive, and some he was a lot more cautious when the deck was negative. So I kind of wonder about him. But anyway, Jason says that he's not a counter, and I have no reason to disbelieve that. I just doubt it, if you know what I mean. Is that possible? Can I doubt it without disbelieving it? I mean, if I disbelieve it, then I'm saying he's telling a fib. Whereas if I doubt it, I'm saying maybe he is and maybe he isn't. So, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, number 774 is 6,550 divided by 39. I don't think this is going to be a bit close, I think, because we won quite a bit more than we lost, and quite right too. In fact, on the two shoes combined, we're 2 ahead. For 29 is minus. Alexa, 6,550 divided by 39.
6,550 divided by 39 is approximately 167.9487.
4,225 divided by 29.
4,225 divided by 29 is approximately 145.6897.
168 divided by 146.
168 divided by 146 is approximately 1.1507.
Yeah, well, there you have it. You know, I mean, like, because we won so many more than we lost, we got a win over loss advantage of just 15%. So, you know, that's not a surprise. It's kind of inevitable, really. 168 over 146 equals 115. The most important thing is we did win more when we won than we lost when we lost, and that is honestly the name of the game. That's what you must do. And oh look, we've still got I was kind of hoping that nasty redding would have dropped off the main chart, because I mean, this, you know, anybody looking at this, I mean, surely they've got to see that you know, this strategy is viable. I mean, look at this, you know, just win, 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 and yeah, you know, you go to the next list, and you can see some horrendous losses. I mean, there's no doubt about that. That's you know, but note that what happened here is that we, you know, because of our huge bankroll, we turned things around. You know, we lost, what is that? That's 322, 370,000, and then we won 403,000. So, you know, end of the day, pattern betting proved itself yet again, but it doesn't look very nice, I will admit. You know, I mean, that is a fairly crappy picture there with all that red ink, and I'd much prefer to be showing you something with no red ink. But on the other hand, you know, it's kind of like if I were to say to you, you will never be stressed, you will never be challenged, you'll never be pushed to the limit, you won't ever have to dig deep. Well, I'd be a liar. I'd be a liar in the same category as those guys on YouTube who try and sell you roulette strategies and stuff like that. I mean, the fact with roulette is whatever you do, you're facing a negative expectation, which is double baccarat's, and about it's about 4 times blackjack. So, you know, come on. But yeah, that's how it is. We had a couple of really shitty runs there, and then look below that, just all of those wins there. So, you know, I'm just trying to give you stuff to think about, to chew on. I have to recognise, of course, the fact that the vast majority of people, I mean, like you know, sort of maybe 1 in 1,000 of the people who hits the gambling channels on YouTube is an actual, you know, potential user of this strategy, because gamblers, I've been saying this for years, gamblers gamble to lose. That is what they want to do. It's what they expect. It's what they want. You know, they love the thrill of winning. We all love the thrill of winning, but then it's let's go again. You know, it's never the common sense thing of sort of saying, hey, I just made $10,000, you know, so time to go home. Oh no, it's let's see if I can make some more, let's see if I can build on that, and then wham, You know, I remember years and years ago, it was in a place which is long gone in Las Vegas, the Barbary Coast. It was a tiny casino. It was built basically on a disputed piece of car park beside the Flamingo Hilton. I think even that's gone now. And this kid was playing craps, and he was drinking and drinking and drinking, and he got like 15, 17, 20,000 a head. And he was just, I mean, he was very funny. I mean, he was drunk, but he wasn't throwing up, and he wasn't, you know, sort of doing anything objectionable. He was just loud and full of himself. He was a nice looking kid too, which of course was a big help, because all the girls were swooning over him and his piles of chips, you know, and the whole bit. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just, you know, I watched him for a bit with a smile, and then, and I thought, okay, well, I'll go down the other end of the casino and play blackjack, sort of as far away from the loud noise as I can possibly get. And I played for, oh, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes at one table, 10 minutes at the next, because, you know, I move a lot when I'm playing. If I don't like a shoe, I just walk away from it and I take my money to the next table and continue at the same level of betting, you know, which is what this is all about. And then I thought, oh, I'll go and see how that kid's doing. And I go back, and there he is, and he's slumped, not drunkenly, but sadly, and he has just lost the, you know, in the space of less than an hour, he's lost his thousands, you know, and is back to playing with his own money, and probably had lost a lot of that too. So I mean, it was typical. Here was a guy who, you know, starts to make some money, and he thinks, I want more, I want more, I want more. And I remember a wise man telling me a long time ago, the definition of enough is just a little bit more. And I think that's true. It's how we all are, it's how we're built. And, you know, gamblers, generally speaking, expect to lose, want to lose, and won't stop until they do lose. See you next time.